So
Yeah.
much,
Mhm.
Swati, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Swati, for the
Mhm.
feedback, for
Yeah.
the positive feedback.
Mhm.
And other people, I am not, I have not given any swag or any penny to Swati to come up with this positive feedback. she, she is sharing her own feedback. Okay, it's like I have not paid anything. Okay, so without wasting the time, I believe that people are will join the course, and so till now, what we have discussed is related to the the introductory part of the business analyst, like how business analysts work, what are the skill sets, what are the activities they perform, how they work on a day to day basis. So based on that particular thing, we have moved to the second stage, which is the collaboration with a stakeholder. So till now we have completed this introduction part. Now from today onwards, we will be taking care of the collaboration with the stakeholders. Collaboration with the stakeholder is a continuous theory part, you can say, because this is something which comes as a behavioral thing of a business analyst. Meanwhile, after completing this collaboration with a stakeholder, we will be covering the customer discovery part, where we will divide this customer discovery in two process. First one is a introductory part of this customer discovery, and second one where we will be performing some kind of activities in the CRM, which is we will be using as a Salesforce CRM. So those people who are new to the Salesforce, they can also understand the basics about Salesforce CRM, because we will be covering all those scenarios where business analysts get involved, not the admin side, but the business analyst side of the Salesforce CRM. So in the customer discovery, we will be talking about that, and then we will be talking about all those documents which we have covered yesterday in a thorough in a proper detailed manner, like how we have to build the process, how we have to visualize a continuous steps, what are the different ways of making those process to be work in a fruitful manner, and we will be covering the requirements. Furthermore, how to gather the requirements for the necessary steps to take care of the requirements, and then we will be discussing the user stories, and after that we will be covering the UAT part, where you have to the client comes in and they get to know the product is working fine or it is having some bugs. So these kind of things we will be covering in the further sessions. So today we will be starting collaboration with stakeholder. So this part is purely a theoretical part, where you have to take care of the behavioral or you can say nature wise of the business analyst. So today we will be taking care of how whiteboarding work, how we have to look the customer in a 360 view, how we have to demonstrate the story to the client, to the stakeholder, how we can build the trust, and how we can influence the team, their managers, and how we can build the relationship after all. So today we will be talking about the theoretical part of this particular story building and trust making, or you can say view of the customer in a 360 view, 360 circle. And tomorrow we will be taking care of the sales side of the business analyst, because sales is also a inherited part of the business analyst, where he have to pitch the client, he has to pitch the stakeholders for their product, for their process, where they are getting the ideas and making the prototyping. So each and everything we will be covering tomorrow. So today we have storytelling, whiteboarding. You can see a screen which is a whiteboard, right? So whiteboarding is something, you can say, a practice of drawing and writing on a single whiteboard. With so many people meeting virtually, we are also connecting virtually, right? So it is more important than ever for us to learn how to collaborate in a useful way. So whiteboarding comes when you have a proper documentation and you can explain those ideas and building a trust between your client and your team, because it gives you a full understanding about your requirements. All right. So now that's the practice of what is the practice of whiteboarding, we can say, and how to do it, right? So think about the presenter, like think about me, like I have been presenting you something. I have to draw it, I have to write it, and speaking all at the same time, right? And creating the content for you guys. What I am creating, what I am presenting, what I am writing is impacting you, because see, the thing is, like, I'm also a human. I'm might have some kind of speaking problem, I might have some kind of writing problem, I might have some kind of drawing problem, because I'm also a human. I can be a imperfect, but these qualities also responded by the audience, because based on those things, you build a trust that, okay, these are, these can also engage the audience, right? And by building the trust, you can understand that, okay, uh, the person, the presenter is doing a good job, and he's trying to explain something, right? Because we have created the whiteboard, we have created the design just for the understanding part, right? While having a dialogue between the client, stakeholders, we are building a trust, right? These activity feel like shared between each and every one, those who are involved. So it also engage the audience, as I told you, building trust with them, because we are sparking dialogues with them, right? and and the if you see the end result is like the relationship become stronger, and audience can understand the proper manner of idea conversion, right? And at last, but not the least, obviously, we have to ask the follow-up question. Whatever I'm doing, I have to ask the question, like, how you can understand this thing better, what are the ways I can improve myself, why you are not able to answer this particular thing. So these kind of follow-up questions should asked by the business analyst to the client. All right. So this is what exactly the whiteboarding is. You can see the screen. The first is step is whiteboarding. Whiteboarding, here are, a board where we have four things, like hero, or hero, like in the beginning of our life, there is a saying that our grandmother has to tell us some kind of stories, right? So in a similar manner, we build those whiteboard to tell a story to the client, where we involve four things. There is a particular hero on that. That hero faces some kind of challenge, and then based on that challenge, there comes a helper who help that particular hero to overcome that challenge, and last at not the least, the victory come, right? So in that particular scenario, we whiteboard those things. Am I clear? All right. So moving forward, we, as I told you, that we do have 360 view for the customer. So 360 view, how you can view all those things in a single screen of for the customer. Let's suppose you are working on a particular scenario where you are not aware about the client, right? How you can pursue those things, what are the ways of uh, pursue those answers from the client side, that how they work, what they do, right? Whether we are communicating with them in a right manner, whether I'm in a using a right tool for communicating. These kind of questions we do have, right? So for understanding customer in a single particular screen, we have various tools available. For the Salesforce people, they can relate that Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Marketing Cloud, Analytic Cloud, Integration Cloud. Integration is what MuleSoft, right? Analytic, which is Tableau, Platform or Slack, which is we are connecting right now, Net Zero, Industry Revolutions, and we have some kind of partners and success for this, partners in terms of app exchange and success, where we do have some kind of webinars happening for the professional services, we can say, right? So these kind of tools help us to understand the customer in a better way and provide a complete 360-degree view of a particular customer. Sales Cloud helps the people to automate the manual process so that your team can be more productive and close more deal faster. Service Cloud, you can think about the customer care, where you have the continuous calls coming and you have to raise a case against a particular, let's suppose, client. Those things help us, Service Cloud help us in that particular manner to automate those services for you, right? Over the phone, over the web, anywhere. Marketing Cloud help you to reach and to build each and every relationship with the client. So in those scenarios, you think about how you are getting the customer in a particular screen, or you can say a 360-degree view, right? Am I clear? Okay, I took it as a yes. So with customer 360 degree, you are able to put your customer at the center of everything you do. Okay, it helps you to better engage with your customer with different type of tools which I just mentioned. It helps you to better engage with your customer across every department by connecting them, right? Whether you are using any tool like sales, service, marketing, commerce, analytics, anything, it helps you to enable more meaningful engagement with the customer. Okay, so we have different tools which I just mentioned. We can, with those tools, we can understand that okay, we have a complete 360-degree view for the customer. And now, how you can demonstrate those things in a story line. We do have, we just discussed that first we have to whiteboard those things, like we do have a hero, then we have a challenge, then we can have a helper, and then after, with the help of those particular person or with those particular tools, we do have a victory for it. So think about these four people, or think about those few thing in scenarios where a particular helper can be a tool, where a particular helper can be a person only. Challenges can be, or you can say a hurdle can be difficult for your particular person or your hero, but it is there, right? So I'm telling you a story right here. Think about in this scenario, because in a whiteboard, which is a fantastic tool, I believe, for understanding a particular process in a breakdown manner. So in the whiteboard, what we do is demonstrate a particular step by step process, stating the goal at the top. For example, moving from a disconnected business to a connected one. How we can, disconnect, how we can connect all those businesses process in a streamlined manner. So with that, we draw those four quadrants and labeling them as a hero, helper, challenge, victory, right? To understood in a better way. And finally, we write some kind of short description on that. Let's suppose hero is a particular person. In here we have mentioned as a store manager. Helper, here we have mentioned as a marketing cloud, where it is a tool, right? Marketing cloud. Challenge, might be the customer having a different satisfaction, they are losing their satisfaction on the particular product. And then we have mentioned that victory, okay, we have to overcome this satisfaction problem, we have to increase that particular customer satisfaction, and overall we have been increasing the revenue. So whiteboarding help you to understand these things. Hero is a particular strong character, or you can say a someone who have their own goal or motivation, or someone who help your audience to connect what you show in your real world scenario, right, real world experiences. Heroes may or may not be heroic enough, just like a Bollywood or a Hollywood movie, but they are definitely with you from the beginning of the journey to till the end of the journey, right? So in this particular thing, how you can find your hero? By asking the question like, who is my customer? Who is my customer's customer? By with these things you can understand, okay, these are my hero. And then challenge. A challenge is a difficult thing, right? Obstacles. By achieving your customer goal, you can see that there are might be blockings or obstacles coming along. So those challenges you can understand by asking your questions, which we have discussed previously, right? Helper is someone who help you to conquer your challenges, like how the product or how the service can help you this particular challenge. How do your product or service help the hero basically to overcome each and every challenges? And what are the capabilities of your product or services to help your hero or your store manager to overcome with victory? The end result, you can say, after having lots of struggle, lots of challenges, you have a victory. Victory is the lasting thing, because this is the main thing where stakeholder and client depends upon. Okay. And now once you have whiteboard these things, you have to map it. In the second step, I have taken a recruitment process, where you are having different scenarios in each and every step. Stage 1, where you have to define the job requirement. Stage 2, where you have to attract the potential employee, or you have to attract the potential candidates for your uh, job descriptions, based on your job description, you can say. And stage 3, where you have a right kind of people, and now you are able to admit them based on their abilities. So in stage 1, you are doing how you are doing it based on your job description, based on your job specification. You mention those things and make it as a map it with a stage 1 step. And in the step 2, how you can attract those people, how you can find a good results with the employee, with the candidate. You advertise those things in a different channel, you posted those job in a different job boards, right? So map it with the job advertisement. Third stage, where you have a right kind of people, after these people are applying in your job portals, you have those right people, right? Now how you gonna finalize those people? By taking the interview, by taking the ability test. So you map those things with the stage 3. First one, whiteboarding. Second one, map it. And now once you map those things, you have particular stage where you can understand this thing. Yeah, now I am able to map it each and everything. We have those things in a built manner, where each and every stage is clearly defined, right? So in a third scenario, we you have to make it proper way, while or you have to build it with a confidence, right? Because you have a full authority of or full understanding of making this particular process work. Now think about the scenario which I am presenting in a screen, the journey builder for the interaction plan. First one, inbound lead. Lead are those people, those who are interested in your product or in your offerings. Now they are coming to the offering which you have provided. If they are okay with it, you have second step. Okay, now they have accepted offer in might be 48 hours or anything. But if they are not accepting, you have the split. You can split those things by pushing email, by notification them, by notifying them, by sending the email, by ask them to convert it, by pushing, so that you can convert those particular leads to the account contact or opportunities in terms of Salesforce. Or in terms of general language, lead has to be converted so that your lead can be a client in further days. So you are pushing those lead to convert it and make themselves as a client, right? So this is a journey builder which you have to build based on the mapping, based on those first step whiteboarding. Am I clear? This is how you have to build your uh, you know uh, process in step by step thing, so that at the last you have a successful outcome, right? So first one is the whiteboarding, which is a genuine thing, like you convert it into four segment, map it with those things, then convert it with a confidence thing. Okay, now I have a full authority, full or confidence that I can build this particular plan in a step by step process. Okay. Next, as we have completed this particular scenario where we have to understood how to speak up the story to the client, how to build that a customer 360 view, and how to whiteboard those things. Now, sometimes we have to influence the people on board with with those people who are dealing with, right? We have those influencing techniques where we have to deal with the client in an influential manner. Now, how you can influence those people, those who are onboarded with you? By collaborating, by assertive manner, by analytic manner, by accommodating, and by inspiring those things. How you can collaborate with the client, with the stakeholder? Ask them the question, like, what are their needs, what are their goals, what are their aims to achieve, right? Be open to each and every point of view, because you are just understanding the requirements, right? Identifying and discuss multiple options with them, because not only the single option can work for each and every client. There might be a different options for different clients. So be collaborative in that manner. Then be assertive, it's like demonstrate the confidence and authority and the expertise, because you have the knowledge of that particular situation, and based on that knowledge you have to take decision clearly and directly. So in that scenario you have to be assertive enough. uh, People those who are new to this, just think about a scenario where you are able to have understood the situation. Now you are able to take the decision on based on your understanding. Okay, because once you take the decision clearly and directly, you show that okay, you are confident enough to take the process further steps, right? And now, after being this stage, you have the third stage, but where you have to think about the facts based on the pros and cons, right? You have to share those facts and proof, and don't exaggerate, right? Don't exaggerate that okay, this is good, this is very well, because you have the facts and proof. Might be sometimes your process and product not working as expected, so you have to share the facts and proofs to the client and to the stakeholder, so that they can be able to understand, okay, this is coming, this is the bug, this is the error, right? And based on the pros and cons, they can also understand, okay, my product is somewhat not expected or somewhat expected, they can be able to understand at that particular time. After that, you are now, once you are completed with the analytical part, you are able to understand, and you are now able to focus on sharing goals and interest with the uh, authorities, with the clients, right? So in this particular thing, you have to build the trust by, sometimes you have to compromise on the things that, okay, because the thing is like, you have to ultimately win for the both the parties, right? So sometimes you have to compromise as well on the things which is not working, which is been working as per the client or not per the client. You have to take for the multiple options as well, right? Now, after accommodating, after the fourth step, you have to think about the fifth step, which is inspiring. Because, as I told you, that you have to uh, share the stories with the client. You have to share the metaphors as well, like, this is going to be happen if we do this kind of process, right? So you have to use some kind of inspirational stories, or some kind of used cases to the client or to the stakeholders, so that they can able to understand what exactly the outcome will be. And based on those things, you have to think about the possibilities as well, because after all, you have to propose the solution. So these five things are influencing techniques which help business analysts to understand, okay, this is the end result, this is the process. And how you can build the trust? By creating the personal connection. Be transparent and truthful, okay? And act on the feedback, whatever the client is giving you the feedback. Act on those things, because you learn from your own mistake, right? Based on those feedback, you learn from it, right? And be consistent, because the client is not only one. You are dealing with the multiple stakeholder, multiple client. So this is how you build the trust. Create the first, create the connection first, then being a truthful, being a transparent with them. Act on those feedback, and learn from your mistake, and be consistent with your work. Because this is how client build the trust on you, build the relationship based on your work, based on your process, right? So based on these things, this is how you build the relationship, right? By accepting and celebrating the diverse workplace, we can say, or by actively listening to the client, or you can say, by managing different scenarios, and anticipating the impacts on those scenarios. Because you are also a human, and you can understand that, okay, this is not working. You help other people to work with, and to lead, and to address those scenarios by sharing your thoughts. And even you are also asking feedback, so that other people are also giving the feedback, and you are under learning from those. That there's a reason you have your role, right? So share your wisdom to others, and invite the wisdom of others as well. Because, so that your teammates will be help you out in, if you are going to stuck in anywhere, right? And recognize their skills as well. This help you to build the trust between your client and stakeholders. All right. So now we have a case, which is a used case, based on this influential techniques which we have discussed. So think about a scenario here. This is a particular scenario which a particular person whose name is Sonia's. I'm not sure if anyone who is joining here, her name is Sonia, but I have just used a name, random name. Sonia, who is a marketing leader, and she have a great idea. Her team has a great idea, you can say, for a campaign for a newest cloud app. Okay, they are running a campaign, and they have, their team have a good idea, or you can say a best idea. While the team was excited about the idea, they want to make it happen in this latest campaign. But Sonia knew that the team idea can resist some, from the resist get some resistance from the product team or from the other department as well. So how Sonia can influence other? What are the techniques that Sonia used to do it to make it that thing work? Okay, think about it. What are the techniques Sonia can do take care of this? Because she know that the idea is great, but based on that idea, the different team members will definitely gonna assist those idea to work on. So how, what will Sonia do? How she can overcome from this particular situation? What are the techniques of influencing which I just discussed over here? What she can do? Is the business scenario get fully understood by you all? At this particular time, I need an answer, please. Is the business case is clear to all?
She has to build the trust by some personal connections, by using the influential techniques, and also she has to make the confidence of other people by making some slides or something, and by, yeah, she has to get some confidence from the other persons.
Right, exactly. So,
Yeah. Hmm.
I basically she has to influence other people as well, right? The team, product team, and other department, right? She has to influence those people that guys, we do have a best idea and that can work on a campaign, right? So, how? What are the techniques? What two techniques or three techniques she can do? Use basically. All right. So, see, the thing is like she had a strong point of view that what she wanted, right? But knew that there might be few compromises. So, based on the compromises, as I told you before, she has to use the combination of collaborative and accommodating style of influencing. Okay, by collaborating style, it means setting up in-person meeting, as you told that they have she has to deal with other people, right? By actively listening and asking the questions, and by looking into the common ground, so that she can build some kind of outcome of that particular thing, right? And based on that, she can work on a few options as well, right? Based on their feedback, make changes on some kind of make changes in the brief that everyone could sign off. These things should be definitely done by the Sonia, right? Am I clear? Okay, I took it as a yes. So, based on this, we do have some kind of quiz. What we have discussed. Uh, so, what is being included during whiteboarding? The first question is what is being included during whiteboarding? Uh, you can you
Hero,
can speak up or you can mention the answers in the chat. During whiteboarding, we have
hero can be including
A
yes.
and C.
right. So we do have a hero and helper, right? And other two things are challenge and the victory. During whiteboarding, we just mentioned
Hmm.
those four segments. And see, the thing is like I'm not, uh, teaching here. I'm just guiding whatever the learnings I do have and whatever the daily basis scenarios I'm getting. So please feel free to speak up. Okay, the second question here is what are the best practices of document? Like how you can, build the document, a best document, because we will be going to write a document in the coming sessions as well. So what is the best practice of writing document? What do you think, like including the readme file, if you have built out some kind of product and the client is not sure how to install it, so I believe that uh, you guys can understand that readme file help you to build, download that particular file. And some kind of tracker. So tracker helps the person to understood what has been done in the last day, or now what is being currently pursuing, and list all the versions of the files, like we have SOWs or we have chain request manage requests. So in each and every files we can mention the versions, like suppose if it is version A and then we have changed something in a version 2, so list all the versions of the file. So these are the three best practices of writing a document. Okay, so the answer is all of the above. The questions are very silly, just based on your understanding you can give the answers, right? These are not the exam answers, so you can take it as a easy way. So now the question number third is, the accomplishment is a part of influencing technique. Does it, yes or no? And the fourth question is, what is not required during the documenting process? So has we covered all those things in this particular work? So you can pretty much understood that does accomplishment is a part of influencing technique or not? So no, this is not a part of the technique,
Oh,
right? So there are only four techniques, right? What are those? Sorry, what are there are five techniques for the influencing. What are those? We have just discussed, I believe.
collaborative, analytic, accommodating, inspiring, and
assertive.
curative. Yes,
Oh, thank you so much. Smita, am I right?
yes,
Yeah,
yes, yes.
thank you so much, Smita, for valuable inputs. Please be collaborative. You just mentioned the collaborating part, so please be collaborative during the session so that people can understand that this is the right way of.
Actually, I'm totally new. Like, I'm not
No issue.
confident about anything. Like, I'm not.
Am I talking in Urdu or any other languages? I'm just talking in English. Or if you want, I can
No,
also
no,
talk in
no.
Hindi or any other
Yes, yes.
languages, right? And even this particular
This
course
week
is
only I started admin and both. So,
okay. No issue. We will be covering those part as well, which where a business analyst work on the Salesforce CRM. So we will be covering from the basic
mm,
only. Have I done something, any
okay.
heavy thing which is not being able to understood by the starting person or the beginners? I have not teach anything, or I have not guided anything. Sorry, not teaching, I am just guiding. So I'm not guiding anything
Yes,
which
yes.
has been above for the extraordinary thing, right? I'm just guiding the basic things, whichever the work, whichever the qualities, whichever the process, which particular business person, or you can say a business analyst, work
Mm,
on a day-to-day basis.
mm,
So business
yes, yes.
analyst is a person. uh, I'm a business person. I'm improving a business on a day-to-day basis. You are working on a company where you are improving and helping your customer or your team on a day-to-day basis, so you are also a business person, right? So but
Yes.
designation wise, business analyst has some kind of different roles as per the single scenario. So he or she is doing some kind of different roles as well. So those roles, what are those roles we are covering here? That's it,
Okay.
right? So they are documenting the
Yes.
process, they are dealing with the clients, they are collaborating with them, how they can do it, what are the best ways. These scenarios we are discussing, this can be helpful for the beginner as well. This can be a revision for the person, those who are already working in the environment. Okay, so now coming back to the oh sorry. Okay, now the answer is none of the above, because we are not, you know, there is nothing which is required while documenting the process. I hope the question fourth is clear. Now the last question here is what is prototyping? Prototyping. Have you heard this word before? Prototyping. Have anyone heard this particular word? I might have missed this particular word to speak out, but during the whiteboarding, we are also, looking into the scenario where we have to build particular process in a proper manner, and during second step where we are, mapping those step to each and every stages, and in the third stage where we are, making in the google slide or building those steps with a confidence. So in that particular time, we are prototyping what exactly the need of the customer or need of the client, you can say. So yeah. uh, Anyone said anything? All right. So, prototyping is basically help to generate a exact, or you can say, somewhat similar to the end result. It helps. It is easy. It is a handful way of understanding the end result for the team member. It is not, the end result, but it is a similar or replica of what end result would be, right? So prototyping make concrete, or you can say, the ideas which we are discussing in the second stage or in the first stage. Prototype makes those ideas as a concrete. Now this is fixed. Okay, concrete, like fixed in the heads, that these things has to be done in each and every stages, before or after. What are the things we have fixed in our heads? Prototypes are cheap and fast because we have built it from the scratch, and they help client and stakeholders to understand each and every stage in a better way, and help the creator to take the ownership, that okay, see, the thing is like, I have built this particular product or I have built this process. I'm the owner of it. So prototyping is this. Am I clear? Okay. So guys, the thing is like, we have been following our timeline and on a day-to-day basis, but we have pushed it because we are not getting that much, response from the people. So we are trying our level best to get the full audience and the right kind of audience with us, so that each and everyone can collaborate here. And till now we have started collaboration with the stakeholder. Previously we have done with the introduction part, skills part, best practices part, and the comparison between different roles like admin and other roles. So what exactly business analysts do, how they do it, these kind of introduction part we have covered. Now customer discovery, collaboration with the stakeholder, we will be trying to cover it by ninth. Previously we will be trying it to, fifth, because I believe that people are already working in the scenario, working in the business analyst domain, but now we do have some people, those who are new to this. So we have pushed it, and the timeline has been increases to 50, from 15th to 20th. So now as we have started the collaboration part, which is, a theoretical part, where, because the thing is like, how we can collaborate with the stakeholder. These all the scenarios we will be covering in till ninth. And from 7th we do have a Salesforce session starting, where business analyst will work and how they have to take care of all those CRM thing, or you can say Salesforce thing. If you are new to the Salesforce, also we will be taking care of that as well, from starting to end. How business analysts work on the Salesforce platform, we will be talking about those scenarios from 7th to 9th. Okay, and by 12th we will be covering BPM, the process mapping scenarios, where we will be mapping each and every stages to pursue the end results. And we are also gathering the requirements from the user side. By 15th we will be taking care of the user stories and acceptance areas, and by 20th we will be covering all those practical sessions which help us, or which help business analysts to pursue their roles in a day-to-day basis. Okay. If you do have any kind of queries, you have my LinkedIn profile, you have my channel, Slack channel. And now people, those who are looking for the recordings as well, I would like to know, I would like to tell you that you can go to the YouTube channel and look for the recording from the day one itself. The day two has not been shared yet because the editing part is still left, but the day one and day three has been shared on the YouTube, and the link for the YouTube channel has already been shared in the Slack channel. So this is the timeline and this is the goal for this particular preparation. And if someone who is aligned with this particular course, and feel free to share this particular slides recordings with them so that they can join. If you would like to,
Uh,
yeah,
Hello.
yes, yes.
Yes. So, is there a separate group for this BA program, BA training program, or is it in this WhatsApp group only,
No,
in
the
which the
thing
link
is
is
like
sent?
Slack is the platform
Hmm.
where we will be connecting. The thing is like I prefer
Okay.
professionalism over the WhatsApp. WhatsApp
Hmm.
is for the personal people, right? So Slack is a
Right.
channel for where we will be discussing and sharing all the resources related to PA program.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So my thing is,
Mhm.
I want to like introduce myself. Can I like here?
Sure, sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, I am a Salesforce business analyst only, working
Right.
as a business analyst.
Wow, that's great.
But
Mhm.
yeah, yeah, it's been 2 years
Okay.
in the Salesforce ecosystem.
Mhm.
And the thing is, I want to like give this BA exam only. So I
Okay.
suppose it is regarding